Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and we are back with more reactions for Supergirl. Supergirl has officially returned for the latter half of its final season. Can't believe I'm saying those words out loud, but it's ever closer to the end. I swear, when the day came from, I think, pretty much half the crew, just some of the crew and like half the cast actually announcing that final day of shooting, and Melissa herself taking her picture of her last day in the suit with the cape. That was a hard day. That was a tough day. That was a tough thing to actually wake up to. I literally woke up to just posts all over Twitter of like, great, that this is it. Melissa has taken her last picture in the suit and captioned it, and she's officially said goodbye to it. So this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough last few episodes. I don't know. I still can't remember or tell if this actually stretches out to 20 or if this is going to be like less than 20 or something. I'm kind of assuming less than 20 just to be on the safe side. But either way, they're all done with it now. So now it's just through post production and then finally airing the episode. So yeah, I don't know what I don't know what to do after this, because I want spin-offs. I want Sentinel and Guardian spin-offs. I want Dreamer spin-offs. I want spin-offs, just in general. Just like there's so many stories that could still be told even after the show ends, and there's no telling if we'll get any of them. There's honestly no telling, but I don't know. I mean, if DC, I mean, if HBO if HBO Max can strike a deal with these characters like they've done for Superman and Lois, then that will be the saving grace. I feel like that would be the saving grace of some of these characters. But I don't know. Just like I guess holding out hope is the best we can do. But even then, is hope worth holding out for? Is it really? I don't know. I mean, I'm very kind of internally conflicted with both cynicism and optimism. It's not really kind of a good combination going on right now. So I don't really know how to feel. So yeah, but either way, it's returned. So we might as well celebrate its return and could just consume it as it comes. Just to see how the rest of the season unfolds as it comes and see how the story ends. But yeah, I actually haven't watched the last kind of few episodes since they aired. I think it's been a fun first half so far. We had a fun first half. We had the team trying to track Kara in the Phantom Zone and trying to bring her back, and then they realize they need to use her DNA to track her in the Phantom Zone. And especially after the Crisis stuff, it was revealed that like the multiverses went into one, but then the Phantom Zone split into like a bunch of different kind of dimensions and platforms and all sorts of other crap. So they had to really try and actually kind of pinpoint in which dimension, in which kind of corner, in which orifice of the Phantom Zone Kara and her father were actually trapped in. So then they needed her DNA. So then we had a great two-parter, a really, really fun two-parter with Brainy and Nia going back as Brendan and Branda. But wait, Brendan and Brenda, not Branda. Brendan and Brenda going back in time to Midvale, and we saw young Alex and Kara again, and Kenny was resurrected, and we had a whole fun two-part there where they kind of tried to stay out of trouble, and in some parts failed. But most importantly, they got the DNA. They got the DNA from the kryptonite rock that came flying down. So we had that, and then they somewhat managed to fix the timeline. So that was cool. And then they came back and they made the DNA thing, and then we had like a whole other kind of drama with the Prime Phantom creating more phantoms with humans, and it was like there's a whole shebang. And now finally, Kara and Zor-El managed to escape the Phantom Zone with Nixley in tow. Nixley, they met Nixley, so like another fifth dimensional imp from Mixospitlick's kind of home dimension type place, and she was very, very secretly out for revenge too. She wanted to return to the fifth dimension and take revenge against her father, who banished her initially, and then she tried to kill Zor-El on the way and tried to convince Kara to join her evil side, which didn't work, and then she pretended to die, and then she kind of hitched a ride on the Watchtower ship as it was flying back through the Phantom Zone. So yeah, so now we officially have her return. So I'm really looking forward to those Super Friends reunions too. We're really looking forward to Kara reuniting with each and every one of them. You know, Lena, Alex, Kelly, Nia, Brainy. What's his name? Jean too. Almost forgot his name. Jean. So the Super Friends reunion will be very, very fun to see. And yeah, I think then then they have to stop Nixley too, and then I think Lex is still somewhere in the background too. I think I got that. I think how did it? I can't remember how his thing actually ended. I think he blew up like a kids hospital. I think to try and get back at Lena, and then I think he disappeared somewhere, and then that was it. So I think half of it will definitely be dealing with Nixley, and then the other half of it will be dealing with whatever bullshit Lex decides to come up with next before he finally kicks the bucket too. So yeah, I mean I do wonder because they have a completely different Lex or like a completely different Luthor on Superman and Lois. I think if they're not going to use this one, then I'm wondering if they actually might kill him off again. Like if Lena might just to try and actually shoot him more times. This time in ways that even the Monitor can't bring him back, but even though the Monitor's gone, so it doesn't matter. But either way, I am curious as to whether or not they'll actually kill him this final season, actually end it right there and then. So I don't know, but I guess we shall see. But yeah, pretty much all I've got before we go into this new episode. So yeah, into the latter half of season 6 with episode 8, the reaction. And as you guys will know by now, full lengths will be over on Patreon. This will just be the fair use version where it's just like the highlights and the best bits of the episode. But if you want to watch the entire episode unedited along with me, then that full length reaction will be available over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, on to Supergirl, season 6, episode 8. Let's go.
Eagle 1, the package is in hand.
Return to the tower immediately.
Oh.
Sleeper is starting.
The Golden Sleeper, Eagle 1. What's this? Espionage. Whoa, yeah. Jesse is very good with his... Yeah, we saw that last episode with the baseball bat in the Midvale episode. He's very good with his hand movement. Oh, he just literally walked through a taxi? Really? Is it a cake? Oh, please tell me it's a cake. Is it a cake? It's gotta be a cake. That's gotta be a cake. It's a cake. Oh, welcome home, Kara. Oh, they got a cake.
She's still under the sun lamps. It's all over. We've got you. I've got you.
Oh, the first hug of the episode. The first hug. Oh, the Danvers sisters, always classical and wholesome with their hugs.
Hear the word phantom ever again. Another hug, please. Always.
Wow, not even 5 minutes in, they're already killing me with love and warmth. They're already doing it.
So much.
Where's Kelly? Is she not here to give hugs?
I got you back. I'm glad I don't have to feel that anymore.
Oh, Nia. She met young you. Yeah, back in... Oh, good God. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay.
It's only because you're on the team that I'm here.
Can't take this. Cannot take this.
Apologies from Kelly. She really wishes she could be here, but she had a full day of orientation at social services.
Social services?
Technology here dwarfs what we had on Krypton. We could have used a man like you.
Thank you. We're lucky enough to
John and Zor-El already getting along. That's a great sign. Yeah. Oh, damn, Zor-El and glasses.
Visiting from Midvale.
Uncle Archie.
Don't worry. I promise no one will even know I'm there. I'm starting to understand my strength.
And Catco is number 8.
Oh, damn, not even top 5. Not even top 5.
Does anybody know what else ranked number 8? No, you don't. Because no one ever remembers number 8. Look, I know that we will be number 1 by the end of next month's ranking. Or I will get a new staff.
Oh boy, great. So get some stories or get a new job.
I want you to call Supergirl. I want an exclusive with her about how she stopped the National City Phantom attacks.
Oh yeah, she doesn't know about that.
The Phantom attacks.
She doesn't know about
a whole
that.
series.
No.
Interviews with Supergirl and everyone who was turned into a phantom.
Oh, she doesn't know
There's
about
a list
that.
of the victims, and I want all the details. Don't let them skip a single thing.
Damn,
okay?
just when she wanted to forget about phantoms, now she has to find out that phantoms invaded National City.
So all of these people suffered because of me?
No. Kara? No. It is Lex's
Well, no, because the
fault. He is
Phantom.
the one that sent you there.
The Phantom. Oh, Uncle Archie trying to figure out a photocopier. Oh god. Okay.
To Uncle Archie.
Oh
And
boy.
remind him
Oh
that he was
boy.
giving out like 800 pounds of machinery.
Yeah. Oh good god.
Welcome back, Cara.
Hey, we should get coffee after work. Catch up.
I've been seeing someone. Her name's Mary. She's a pediatrician. We
Good.
met at a charity bake-off. Her
Good for
apricot
him.
Coron very narrowly beat my famous banoffee pie.
Wow.
Oh.
Well deserved, I must say that.
Good for him.
Wonderful.
Good for him.
Something has broken through the Earth's atmosphere. Looks like
Is it
a large piece of machinery
a satellite?
speeding towards us.
A satellite.
We really want to see what Kara's life is like? Suit up and get ready to fly.
Oh damn. Is he gonna do a superhero? Is he gonna do some superheroing? With Supergirl? Oh damn, a satellite. Is it Nixley? Is this Nixley's doing? Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh, straight into a pile of sea garbage. Yeah.
I also x-rayed the garbage patch. It was covered in toxic chemicals.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we have Luther Corp and the former DEO to thank for that.
Yeah. And the DEO's remains are here too. The former DEO remains.
1,000 miles off the coast of National City, there is a literal island of garbage.
Kara, that's hardly news. There's garbage masses in every ocean.
Yeah, and that's
Yes, but
bad.
This one was
That
hit
is
by
bad.
an satellite today, including the DEO.
You mean Lex caused this? William,
Yes, you can pin this on him. Yeah,
I want you
he's
to go and
anti-environment.
Trash Island fire as it relates to Lex Luthor and his misdeeds. You can get us back on top. Unless, for some reason, you have a problem covering the Phantoms?
Oh, you have no idea, Andrea. You have no idea. Oh god, that imagery. Someone actually got a clear-cut image, huh? Someone got a crystal clear 1080p image.
Kara, it's me, your dad.
Oh, it's me, your dad.
Uncle Archie.
I help you turned into my mother.
What do you think it means?
I don't know. You're the dream expert here.
No, that's different. This is personal to you. But you'll figure it out. And I'm here to help any way I can.
Always happy for more Lena and Nia content. Always happy for more of Lena and Nia.
I ripped you from your home.
And I found a new one. Here.
And I promise you, this time I will save it.
Ah,
I will not let what happened to Krypton happen here.
the hero we deserve.
All of Krypton's records should be stored in here.
Yeah, why not? The hero we deserve. Yeah. Oh, she even has trauma from before she was sent there. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yes.
God damn.
When I finally got my Luther Corp source on the phone, they said Lex had hired a third party to dispose of the DEO waste. And it wasn't even illegal. They exploited a loophole in government regulations.
Outsourcing.
If anything,
Yeah.
the system's to blame for the fire.
Oh no, he's named after that irritable green creature who lives with the garbage.
Yes, he binge-watched Sesame Street.
Crash course.
He got into Sesame Street.
I would hardly call it an upgrade.
Oh,
I attached a Coluan energy core, so
littering. Yes. Calyx is the new Captain Planet. He's the new Captain
But
Planet.
that is very impressive.
Is he just laser blasting the garbage? He's just laser blasting it. Jeez, how long is that gonna take? Great. Well, first day back and he's already helping clean up the world. That is, that is a hell of a stretch. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Happy birthday? It was his birthday? Oh, under surveillance. Kara Zor-El, Jean.
Jackpot.
Oh, he's got the team under surveillance. Oh no. Oh, he's... What? What? Calyx? Oscar? Captain? What's going on? Oh no. Oh no, Calyx.
Don't forget there's kryptonite.
Okay, I did not... I did not see that suit up coming. That was like an Iron Man Infinity War style suit up. Yeah, just pressing a few buttons and whoosh. That was awesome.
If we don't destroy him, he will destroy us.
Yes.
no, I can still fix him. He can still save Krypton.
You mean Earth?
Earth.
Oh no, I think Zor-El's got some of his own traumas. He has some of his own traumas.
We have to shut this robot down now before he does any more damage.
We can't risk it. We got it.
All due respect, but you either help Rainey with the virus, or you step aside.
When Oscar reappears, we need to be ready.
Oh jeez, he's carrying the garbage with him. He's carrying it with him. Oh my god. He's turned into a freaking Megazord of garbage. And he's carrying the DO badge over his chest. A freaking garbage Megazord. Oh god, they look so cool. They look so cool.
Dreamer and I will evacuate the civilians. Rainey, launch that drone now.
Dreamer and Sentinel. Team up time. Let's go.
Oscar's protected by a force field. They must have acquired it from the DEO tech.
Jeez, this episode is just everything they've collected fighting back against them, isn't it?
I need to get him to think I'm trash.
You need him to think you're trash, really?
You sorry excuse for a Roomba?
A Roomba. Oh, he's gonna grab onto chains. Oh god. He regrets nothing. Oh god, Alex. Alex. Alex.
I am not going to be the reason that Kara is trapped in here.
Oh, Alex is gonna run back into the fray. Oh yeah, Dreamer and Sentinel. Yep, shield time, baby. There we go. Oh. Oh.
You didn't mean all those things you said, did you?
I meant every word.
What a mess.
Oh boy.
I got this.
You gonna drag it back into the ocean or toss it into space? Toss it into space. Or yeah, just toss it into space. Just toss it into space. Let it burn. Just let it burn. Toss it into the sun. Just let it burn. Yeah.
You don't need to carry the weight of this world or any world on your shoulders every moment of every day. Sometimes, even though you're Kryptonian, it's okay to be you.
At least we got one episode with him on Earth. At least we got one episode.
Almost 40 years in the Phantom Zone was worth it, just to see you again.
I'm gonna miss you so much, Father. The real story is who's stopping them. Super Friends.
Super Friends.
Huh.
Yeah, Super Friends.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's run with that.
Yeah, that's the headline.
Run with what exactly?
Our future.
So she gonna promote the Super Friends?
Catco made Supergirl. I want a full profile on these heroes, and I want a lasting relationship with all of them.
Damn,
Track
she wants to
their every
promote.
move until we're the ones they call before they go fight a giant robot or a phantom.
She wants to promote the Super Friends.
Well, you're the investigative journalist. You'll figure it out.
All of that guilt was keeping me from knowing who my mother really was. So I've decided to change that. I'm gonna go home.
What?
To Luther Mansion?
No.
To Ireland?
To where I was born.
To Ireland?
Thank you, Nia.
Sure.
Wait, she's not leaving, is she? She's just like going for a quick visit home. She's not leaving, is she? She's not leaving, right? Right?
I think I just
Oh, that music doesn't help.
I wanted to get away from the Phantom Zone that I didn't let myself process how much I went through. What if that fear never goes away? When I thought that we couldn't get you back, I just wanted to give up. I mean, like I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't, you know, and now that we did get you back, I still feel like you could slip away at any moment. Iris West Allen wrote a piece for the Central City Citizen about how the city came together after an attack.
Yeah, Mirror Monarch. Good
That's what I need to write my piece on.
Good to have that little kind of that name drop.
That is a very noble and a very courageous thing to do.
So adding her own personal touch to her own trauma. Okay. Oh no, Nia. Nixley. Oh yeah, Nixley. Yeah, you gotta worry about her. You still gotta worry about her. Just never stops. The fun never ends. So yeah, that was a very, very fun, very refreshing kind of return to the season. Very, 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 very fun return. And it opened up with the feels, opened up with the emotions and the feels and the warmth and the wholesomeness and the hugs that Supergirl is known for. Opened up with the hugs that Supergirl is known for. Opened up straight with the hugs. I think one of the first things I noticed when she actually walked back into the watchtower was in fact like, where is, because this thing I was actively trying to do like a head count. Okay, make sure everyone's there. Okay, Jean's there. See Nia, Brainy, Lena. Where's Kelly? Where the fuck is Kelly gone? Where is Kelly? Kelly is the queen of hugs on this show. We need Kelly within this scene, within the set, within the story and everything. But then Alex does say that she has like a whole day set aside for social service or something, for social services or something. So I think, well, not all something for social services. I think, so yeah, social services. I mean, that got me kind of questioning things like social services. I think that's like for like for like kids and like for like stuff like for like childcare and like adoption and things like that, right? Like social services. I mean, at least like my understanding of it is that, you know, it predominantly kind of surrounds childcare and adoption and things like that. So, you know, it's got me kind of wondering, like, you know, are they like are they looking ahead? Are Alex and Kelly looking ahead of their kind of life plans? Like, are they actually looking ahead and actually kind of seeing like what they can do like ahead of time to try and make sure that they're ready for a kid? Or I don't know, because I mean, hey, fingers crossed, this season ends with with a dance and proposal and or a wedding. Fingers crossed. But you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, because I don't. Would they have to be married to adopt? I mean, because then like marriage can still come afterwards. But then I think would they have to be? Because I think, well, I don't know. Because I mean, I think they could still just like register as actual partners in a relationship and everything, and I think that should be okay. I think I'm not too sure on exactly like what the qualifications are, but I think I don't know. I mean, because I think well again, not that they're doing it anytime soon, but I think again, it's probably, I think like knowing them is probably just like a precautionary thing. Actually looking ahead, seeing what kind of paperwork or seeing what kind of stuff they'd have to get through. I'm making the assumption that they're even adopting at first. I mean, again, like this is based on my understanding of social services being childcare and that kind of stuff. So maybe if that is the path they're going down, then maybe it's just like them kind of actually thinking ahead and seeing what they would have to get through, so that way when it comes to crossing that bridge, they can just tap into the Speed Force and cross it that way and cruise as quickly as they can and everything. Or maybe it's just like something to do with them, something more personal. But either way, just Kelly wasn't there. So hopefully next episode, next episode, we need Kelly. We need Ozzy returning and gracing our screens and gracing the episode with her presence and everything. So hopefully. So yeah, but then they had hugs. They had hugs. They had John, you know, like she was like in Space Dad. Then she was like Brainy and stuff, and then, you know, like they just had like an emotional hug, and then Nia, and then that one was just silent and tearful and just, oh boy, that one was just, I think that one definitely felt like preparation for Lena. That one felt like preparation for like for Lena's hugging, like that one, Nia and Kara hugging was just silently emotional. And then, you know, it's all in the eyes, it's all in the eye contact, and, you know, on them just holding back tears and everything, that's all in the eye contact. And then, of course, Lena comes in, and Lena has already started crying, like Nia is holding back her tears, but then Lena just fuck it, you know, Waterworks Central for her. So yeah, Lena just couldn't help it. She broke down. I mean, didn't break down, but she's still just, you know, was very visibly crying. And then she actually went in for the hug, and that was their reunion and everything. And oh god, it was beautiful. But yeah, that was great. That was great. The whole kind of reunion scene was really, really great. And then we find out that Zor-El actually woke up like a little bit before her, and towards the end of the episode, we actually find out that he actually had been binge watching Sesame Street the entire time. Because part of me was curious, like are they going to like introduce him to any Earth customs or any Earth kind of traditions or pop culture or anything? Because I think it's easily just like one of the most common things that in these stories you can do. Like when you get like a newcomer from like another planet, you kind of introduce them, and do that kind of stuff. So apparently Sesame Street tickled his fancy. Sesame Street, which I think, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's as good as anything. It's really as good as anything. You know, so that's really fun. So he did Sesame Street, and then I think from that, I think he actually had the kind of inspiration to actually do like parts of his kind of saving the planet work and everything. So, so yeah, but I think easily one of my favorite things about this was how well Zor-El got along with just about everyone. Like he really kind of blended in well. He really kind of got on well. He really mixed fun, especially him and John, as well. Him and John being like two kind of dads of the team too. Like them two could just, you know, cooperated really well and actually meshed together really well. And then him also just kind of thanking the team, and him kind of, you know, talking to the team and thanking them for everything they've done for Kara was super cool. So that was really fun. But yeah, Zor-El, I think Zor-El had a super interesting kind of time this episode. So we will be getting to that. But yeah, the beginning, the hugs, the reunion, just only thing missing was Kelly. Only thing missing was Kelly. So 4 out of 5 stars for that. 4 out of 5 stars for that. Because 1 star is missing, so 1 star has to be retracted, but other than that, just, yeah. But yeah, then Kara did decide to take Zor-El into her place of work as Uncle Archie, from Midvale. So that did work out. I think for a split second, I did wonder why she couldn't just call him her dad. But then, of course, her being Kara Danvers, I think maybe just people, maybe even her workplace especially, actually knows her father to be, or at least her dad to be Jeremiah as well. So, but then I mean, surely they would know she's adopted too. So I don't know. I don't know if that kind of thing would be relevant for like an actual kind of employment record or something. So then I don't know. I mean, if they didn't know she was adopted, then maybe probably not. But I think it's probably, I don't know. But either way, she decided not to tell that he was actually her father, but instead to say that he was Uncle Archie. And they all look so good in that elevator. They all look so good. Like, you know, Kara just straight back into her professional Catco clothes, just amazing. And Nia just the same in her jacket, and everything else was so good. And then I think especially like with that kind of get up and the glasses too. Like the glasses are pretty much kind of symbolic and universal to Kryptonians at this point. But even in that get up, I think he did give off like ever so slight Clark Kent vibes, but then enough to remind you, but then also like not too much that it takes away from the fact that he is in fact Zor-El and stuff. So that was really cool. So he seemed to blend in well. The one thing that kind of could have caught him off guard was him actually discovering his powers. Him discovering his powers was really cool too. Like him actually kind of like hearing and like 100 different like sounds and 100 different kind of things that like in both ears at super fast and trying to decipher everything and stuff. And then him discovering his powers for like his super strength too. He lifted like a photocopier with like one hand, and I was really worried like someone actually would catch him out and actually be like, how in the fuck are you doing that? Just like you need to be working construction or like working doing some kind of heavy lifting job. Like not. I mean, you know, they probably very rarely need anyone to lift the copier up like that or lift it up at all. But no, he did like a pretty good job actually discovering his powers and actually becoming fond of Earth's yellow sun in this episode. So he accustomed himself to Earth surprisingly well and surprisingly quickly. But then there was the minor detail with the Krypton thing later on, but all in all, he did still have like a very, very fun and very enjoyable presence, and he was pretty much immediately set. He was pretty much immediately set on actually trying to save Earth too. He saw Earth, and he especially saw the garbage islands out in the sea, and he saw that Earth's oceans were in danger of destruction and chaos and death in the same way that Krypton's was. And he looked at Earth's kind of environment as a whole, and he just kind of saw that wow, like Earth is as close to the tipping point as Krypton's used to be, and if we don't do something now, then Earth's gonna die. Earth's gonna die. So we need to prevent that from happening. We need to save this planet I think that also lent into being like a major kind of factor for his own trauma as well. Like him having struggled to save Krypton, and now he's fighting so hard to save Earth. So yeah, that stuff was heavy. But yeah, I mean, I think that story as a whole too was actually really kind of really well done and really kind of well explored too. Like him actually analyzing Earth, and I think because again, I think Krypton's whole story is pretty much like an allegory for like environmental awareness and control and actual environmental safety and everything, and like how Kryptonians just abused the planet and overused its resources until the core became unstable and stuff like that. So it's just like an allegory for environmental stuff with Krypton, but then also immigration for Superman as well, like him actually moving from one planet to another for safety and asylum, and to actually move to like a new place for a better life and everything. So with the Krypton stuff, I think seeing that just kind of felt very kind of comic accurate and felt very kind of familiar with like the story with the story of Krypton that I'm familiar with. So seeing Zor-El kind of reigniting those stories and actually bringing those kind of concerns and those kind of issues to life too felt very real and felt very kind of relevant and stuff, and seeing all the garbage kind of crap out in the ocean too, and everything, and even like the I think part of me actually kind of loves the fact that out of everything there, everything else for the DEO is in tatters. All the technology's out and about. There's still plenty of rubble that's unrecognizable besides from whatever material or whatever brick that that the DEO is made of. But then that damn logo, the emblem, the logo thing saying DEO, that's still a nice, intact and near pristine condition kind of like chunk of the DEO building. Like that much you will recognize, that much you will know. Like that, and that entire slab of whatever, like concrete or whatever, that entire slab of thing of kind of a wall of the DEO is still just super intact and very much intact enough for you to see the logo and the DEO and the words that say Department of External Affairs, like that kind of stuff is all fully intact, because then you need to know this belonged to the DEO. You need to know this slab belonged to the DEO. It belonged to the it used to be the DEO, so now it needs to actually look good enough to present to. It's very presentable rubble, very presentable rubble. So you need to know that, you need to see that and see it with your own eyes, and then it needs to look cool when it joins up with Megazord garbage, with garbage and Megazord later on. So that's important. Yeah, but he saw like the Earth stuff and then the toxicity of the oceans and the garbage and all that kind of jazz, and he grew very concerned. He was like a concerned parent for the Earth. He was like a very concerned parent for the Earth. He was very concerned, and I think seeing all this stuff happening too, and actually seeing how the Earth's environment itself was actually being abused, actually reminded him of Krypton. It reminded him of exactly how things went down on his own home planet. So seeing it like that naturally got him cautious and worried, and he wanted to do anything he could and everything he could to try and fix it. So he needed to actually find a way to do that, and then I think that's how. And then he actually talked about how the on Krypton too, the death of the oceans was actually like the actual death of the oceans was the tipping point before things actually started spiraling out of control, way beyond kind of any speed that the Kryptonians could control, and then that's when Kryptonian life and Krypton's kind of planetary kind of life as a whole just kind of started to die out, and then they had no choice but to die and or evacuate. Although the only evacuations that we know of were, of course, Kara and Carol. So yeah, but then the death of the oceans too. That is a very ominous sounding tipping point too. The death of the oceans dying. Because I don't even know how. I mean, besides from maybe drying up, I don't really know how oceans could die. Or maybe if they either die out or they become polluted beyond kind of repair or control, like they become so polluted that any kind of sea life can't survive either. Maybe even sea life mutates and dies out or something, or just mutates and transforms, or mutates and dies out. Either way, but the death of the oceans it just sounds like a hell of an ominous kind of thing, because you don't when you hear about oceans, you don't think about death. You think about hopefully about like beautiful aquatic life and swimming and stuff like that, and maybe occasionally shark infested waters, but that's just a shark's home. That's essentially just a shark's home. So usually pollution and death is not what we want. Well, death in some forms, but pollution is not what you want to think of when you actually hear about oceans and stuff. So So yeah, his concern was very, very kind of touching and very, 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 very noted, and he instantly became the hero that we really didn't. I think I said we deserve in the reaction, but I think looking back, I was trying to think of the quote from The Dark Knight. I think of the quote from The Dark Knight that Jim uses to describe Batman. I think he's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one we need. That was it. The hero Gotham deserves, but not the one we need. So he's the hero we deserve, and he is the hero we deserve, and he's also the one we need. Like we need heroes who care about the ocean, who care about the environment, to try and save it and everything. So he is both. He's the hero we don't, or maybe he's if you want to get really cynical about humanity, then he is the hero we don't deserve, but he is the one we need. Like we don't deserve him because we did this in the first place, but then we need him because his expertise and his knowledge and his willingness to fight and help is also very, very kind of integral. So yeah, either way, it was cool to see him actually working towards it and working towards actually trying to fight to save this planet, especially like knowing how important Earth was and how how much it recharged him and provided him some kind of temporary asylum, but also how knowing Kara had grown up here and thrived here and flourished here and actually found a family here as well, like knowing how important it was to her made it that much more important to him too. So Zor-El's a good guy. Zor-El's just a really good guy. He's a great father. He fought and he tried his best, and even now he's still fighting. So he's just a top lad. He's a top lad. And then so his then kind of desire to save the Earth, and then his kind of need to have alien and Kryptonian technology in order to do it, then prompted Kara to take him to the Phantom Zone. So I mean, he initially wanted Kara's pod, because that would have contained drives and all sorts of information from the actual source location from where it was sending her from, so he wanted that, but then she literally took him to the one place on Earth that is actually pure Kryptonian and pure Krypton and everything, so that is the Fortress of Solitude. So yeah, and I think, I mean, I feel like they did a decent job. They did a decent job actually exploring, because I was kind of half expecting him to be just gushing and fanboying all over the place, being like, seeing all this Kryptonian technology in one place and seeing remnants of Krypton intact and well presented and everything. I actually feel like maybe he was at home, but I think for the most part though he was still kind of focused on the mission at hand, and he didn't really kind of want to let happiness get in the way of that, and especially with time being of the essence too, he kind of held himself back from that. But I think it still would have been cool to see him actually just kind of like really kind of giddy and really jumpy and exploring all that the fortress had to offer. But either way, they got there, and then he did some stuff, and then he had the idea to actually use Kellex, the one kind of robot that Brainy doesn't really get along with too well. Well, I mean, they don't really get along with each other at all, but yeah. So he had the idea to use Kellex and to rename him as Oscar as well. Oscar being, I mean, I've never actually. Well, I don't think I've ever watched Sesame Street properly. I've seen clips of it on YouTube, mostly with celebrities and stuff. But other than that, I've never really watched Sesame Street properly. Just, don't judge me too much, okay? My childhood TV kind of television consumption was very, very limited and very, very kind of, all over the place for the most part. But yeah, Sesame Street was not something I grew up with. I might have been vaguely aware of it. I might have recognized like Elmo or something. Like I think him being the giant fluffy red one was probably the only one I actually knew about. But then even then, I think Sesame Street. I think the name I had seen. I think I had never seen the show, but I think I actually did know about Sesame Street. Oh, that's a show, but I've just never seen it. So I think I knew about it to that extent. It's a show. That's pretty much what I knew. And then I think Elmo, I kind of managed to connect him to it in some way as well. But yeah, no, I never knew anyone called Oscar. I never knew anyone else on that show. So yeah, but then he renamed him as Oscar, and then and essentially, I mean, I honestly can't tell who became Captain Planet more in this episode. If it was actually Zor-El with his willingness and his drive and his kind of perseverance to actually try and save the planet, or if it was him turning Kellex into Captain Planet instead, with him upgrading him with Kalu and technology and actually giving him the ability to actually try and wipe out garbage one kind of chunk at a time, and everything like him literally having those kinds of powers. But I think maybe with motivation and drive and knowledge and determination in mind, probably Zor-El would be the Captain Planet in this episode. So yeah, but he did that to Calix, and then he actually upgraded him and turned him into, you know, the ultimate kind of garbage exterminator and everything. So he sent him out there. So seeing Zor-El, just seeing kind of Zor-El working through his stuff was really fun. So yeah, and then yeah, I think Zor-El had his trauma that was revealed later on. Zor-El had his own trauma revealed later on when he insisted that he was trying to do that he wanted to keep doing the right thing and he wanted to keep fighting, but then he revealed to Alex and Lena that he wanted to try and that they needed to save Krypton. So his mind is still, I think, understandably so as well. I think because I think his mind is still stuck back in like thinking about saving Krypton. I think like the combination of the guilt of not being able to save Krypton, coupled with losing Krypton, coupled with like, you know, then being stuck in the Phantom Zone for next to eons and everything. Because I think realistically too, he's been stuck there ever since then. Like he's been stuck there even before the crisis. So it's like, you know, it's been, you know, I mean, well, I think with that, I don't know if that time would add up still. I think it probably wouldn't double. But I think with the timeline being reset and a new one being put in place, yeah, I think it would probably still kind of just like the regular set of decades that he was actually in there. So. See, but I think all this stuff toppling up, I think it's kind of taking a toll. And I think point being though, it's not taking like a visible toll on many more than on anyone more than Kara. With Kara, like, you know, she's just, you know, I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, but I think with Zor-El, I think, you know, his biggest regret, his biggest pain was that, you know, like on top of losing his family, he lost his home too, and he failed to. Like I think, you know, like he kind of, I think he feels that like. Not only did he not do what actually needed to be done, but then he also went along with what everyone else was doing, and then that just kind of almost sped up Krypton's decay and destruction that much faster. So that kind of leads him into this mindset that if he could, it then leads him into this mindset that if he can save Earth, then he can save Krypton. He can essentially kind of have a second shot at saving Krypton, but then. What he fails to realize is that, you know, like Earth just can't take the same risks as Krypton could have, or Earth just can't really take risks at all, because there's too many people here that, you know, like feel very kind of uniquely about the environment and everything. So yeah, seeing that kind of trauma take place, then in the end, I think that's ultimately what leads him into actually wanting to go back to Argo City too. I mean, truth be told, I think I didn't really kind of expect him to stay more than 1, maybe 2 episodes. I wasn't completely surprised at him actually leaving now. But then I was like, you know, like if we're lucky, we might get at least one episode, or one more episode with him. Like maybe him discovering more Earth. Because I would have loved to see him discovering more Earth stuff. I actually would have loved to see him discovering more like science shows, or more like, you know, because I think him being like I think he actually was like a scientist on Krypton. So him actually discovering some science shows on Earth and seeing like how far behind they are, and actually kind of, you know, like seeing how much more they've got left to go, and maybe even actually offering to lend a helping hand to some of these shows, or like him actually like making like you know, half-hearted kind of jokes, or like not half-hearted, but like him making like, you know, like really kind of adorable kind of jokes about how he was more than willing to help to advance humanity's tech and everything and stuff. So I mean, so seeing him actually like similar to how Jean's dad kind of assimilated to human culture, I think it would have been fun to see Zor-El actually discovering more stuff too, like discovering what he likes to eat and drink and what his favorite foods are, and any games. So I mean, having him at a game night would have been cool too. I feel like there was more that we could have explored, like familiarly, and actually in a more positive light with Zor-El. But I think then the main focus was actually having him be the person that wanted to get home, wanted to see Elora again, wanted to see her mother, and actually wanted to kind of face her and try and maybe atone for his past in a different way, or actually kind of make up for his past in a different way, and actually try and come to peace with his past in that way too. So he wanted to actually get back to her and actually get back to getting back to Argo too. So getting back to Argo as well, like actually getting back to something that felt a little bit more naturally like Krypton. I actually felt a little bit more like home too. Like I think the Fortress is one thing. Like, I mean, the Fortress isn't meant to be as much of a home as it is just meant to be like a library of Kryptonian artifacts and alien stuff. So. It's less of a home and more of like a makeshift shelter, perhaps, but then more of a library for Krypton stuff. But then Argo City is the last surviving home of Krypton, so that is kind of where Zor-El feels he belongs, and it's where he needs to go. So yeah, but he had a really great presence in this episode, and a really great kind of time, and right off the bat he was off helping Team Super Friends and actually getting them to actually to fix things and helping them save the world from different kind of alien mixed with human garbage kind of dilemmas and everything. So he did great. He did really, really great. So it was fun. So yeah, and then I think yeah, where do I go with this one now? Well, I mean, the William thing is a quick thing. That's just a quick mention. That's not going to take too long. So yeah, I think the William reunion happened, and he moved on. He did move on. I think that. Yeah, I mean, because I think it was like not even. I think like the second. Because I think it was what? I think when was it? I think it was a couple of episodes in that like the new season actually officially started with Kara being gone, and I think the first and or maybe the second episode was the ending for season 5, and that was her going to the Phantom Zone, and after that was when Kara officially went missing. So I think that wasn't really too long ago either. So I think after that it's like I think the time frame kind of feels like okay, so he moved on maybe after a week, 2, maybe 3, like that's probably just maybe a month later or something. So he kind of moved on fairly quickly. But I think hey, I mean, good for him. I mean, I really don't feel like a lot of people like in the community or in the fandom were really rooting for William and Kara that much. Like it's been like a lot of like some back and forth, but also like from what I've seen, mostly people being like this really doesn't need to happen. It just feels forced and it feels unnecessary, and it feels like a relationship for the sake of having like a male female relationship too in the show. So I don't really know like too many people, if any, that were rooting for them, and I was being pretty fucking indifferent. But I think them kind of remaining friends, I think, seems like the better part of the two too. I think, William, yeah, them remaining friends, them remaining friends seems more ideal, and it seems like that it seems like a more comfortable route for both of them too. And he's already met someone that he claims to have hit it off with spectacularly, like being baking, and he makes terrible banoffee pie compared to her, or she baked stuff better than he does. But either way, he met someone new. I think he mentioned her name was Mary or something. So he met her at some kind of bake sale or bake contest or whatever, and then he hit it off with her. So he's been seeing her. So I mean, good for him. Good for him. He has a relationship with someone else, and hopefully that one goes well, and hopefully that one's like an actual well built one. So now, yeah, they can just kind of remain friends and still catch up over coffee and stuff like that. So yeah, and I think with Kara too. I mean, look, like I think with Kara, I think I don't even. I mean, you know what? I think at this point, right? I mean, even if they don't put her into a relationship with Lena or with anyone else in the show, I think I mean, at this point, even if Kara ended up single at the end of the show, I literally kind of wouldn't care, because I think if they do leave Kara single even at the end of the story, then I think that's still like an equally great message to send too. Like her, like if she is genuinely happy on her own, and maybe for now, but then I think if the story also ends with her being happy and single, then I think that's an equally. I already mentioned that's an equally great message to send. But I think it also shows that with Kara being her and her being her being the lead too, the leading character doesn't have to end up in a relationship. They don't have to find romance. It's not like the be all and end all, and it's not like a what it is. It's not like a there's a particular phrase I'm looking for. It's not like an and or like an even or it's not the end. It's not the be all or end all. It's not like a. Oh, I had it in my head. I had it. It's not like an either or. It's not like an either or kind of thing. So if she does end up in a relationship that she feels good and feels great, then great. But if she doesn't, and she finds herself perfectly happy being single with a great family surrounding her, then also equally cool. So I'm hoping if they do like whichever way they go, they just do it right, and I'm hoping that they actually do it in a way that feels kind of natural and good to Kara. So yeah, all in good time. But now, good for William. So yeah. But then now is a time not for relationships with Kara, but for Kara to actually kind of work through her trauma. And I gotta say, this episode I think it was so exceptionally good in that sense. This episode actually taking the time to analyze and explore Kara's trauma after being trapped in the Phantom Zone for weeks. was actually really, really well done, really good. And I think like Melissa, I think especially with the ending scene too, Melissa really just knocked it out of the park. But I think overall, just like all this stuff building up throughout the episode, like her seeing randomly, like her not even wanting to hear the word phantom, did not really work out in her favor, because then she actually was given the article, the article afterwards to actually hunt down stories about the Phantom Attack, and then she finds out about the Phantom Attack too. She finds out about how, you know, like the team's initial kind of attempts to rescue her led to phantoms attacking the city and transforming other people into phantoms and everything. So then she felt like a rescue mission for her led to more people suffering and losing things. So didn't really make her feel much better. But overall, I think she just kept like hearing things and seeing things, and she'd get constant visions and flashbacks and stuff to being in the Phantom Zone, and everything. So it just was not the best time for her. And I think that kind of thing sticking with her makes a lot of sense, and it's good to see them actually kind of keeping that kind of continuity and consistency running. Actually showing that just because she's out of the Phantom Zone doesn't mean the Phantom Zone's out of her. Like, she still remembers her time in there. She still remembers how, you know, like how bad it was and how traumatic it was, and seeing them explore that was really good. But yeah, no, just the whole episode actually building up with that, and then culminating with that final scene with her and Alex too, and you know, just her just kind of damn near breaking down, and actually just kind of just opening up finally, and actually talking to Alex about how bad it was. Because I think she wanted to avoid talking about it at all, understandably, because it was like a hard thing. But then finally, actually opening up to someone about it, especially opening up to Alex too, seemed to be the key for her. So it was cool to see her actually confronting and actually, like, maybe not. Kind of confronting him, but also actually just opening up and actually just kind of revealing her truth and stuff like that. So that was really well done. I think her like connecting it back into Iris' story too. Like, I'm actually mentioning how Iris wrote her own story for the Central City Citizen. About how she was actually like in her own point of trauma too, and in her own Phantom Zone within the Mirrorverse, and how she was kidnapped by Eva, and how like that kind of attack happened in the city at the hands of Mirror Monarch, and how she like her being a survivor was actually the focal point for her own story, and how it actually provided like an escape and like an actual kind of point of relation and kind of safe haven for various kind of different victims and everything. So she used that, and I think she mentioned she might use that as inspiration for her own article, and actually talk about how, you know, I don't know if she, I think she meant she might actually use that as an actual way to actually kind of like traverse her own feelings and actually process her feelings properly and everything. Because I think she did mention the one thing she had avoided doing was actually addressing the issue and actually processing her feelings afterwards. So then she needed to actually admit this and come to terms with this, and actually kind of think about how bad it was, just so that she could actually finally admit herself how traumatic it was deep down. So now she can use Iris's article as a way to actually kind of properly articulate exactly what this experience was and how bad it was, and what it means and stuff like that. So seeing this, just seeing it explored in this episode was actually really cool, and seeing that they weren't just going to drop it just because she was back was also like really kind of cool to see, and actually really kind of integral to the story. So yeah. And truth be told, I do think that, you know, like those traumas might only linger due to the fact that Nixley, the Nixley thing has now resurfaced, and Nixley's coming, and now Nia at the very end had woke up from a nightmare, because I think she mentioned Nixley, but I was like, you know, I mean, when she said it, I was like, okay, yeah, Nixley, now that's another problem we've got to deal with. But now thinking about it now, it's like, you know, like Nia's never met Nixley, like Nia must only know. I mean, she must have had like one of her dream visions, and she must have heard her name in her kind of dream or nightmare vision or whatever. So then she must know her name that way. But then other than that, she really doesn't know who Nixley is, and she's never really heard of her. So Kara will be the only one with any experience with her or any kind of history with her. So yeah, I think Nixley coming in now will probably only. I mean, maybe not. Maybe maybe have the Phantom Zone stuff lingering for the next episode, but then after that, I think it will still predominantly be Nixley actually being on Earth and causing trouble, and actually doing whatever she wants before leaving for the fifth dimension and everything. So Nixley is going to be a threat next episode. So now we've got that to look forward to. But yeah, I mean, I think I do. I would say I do hope they do something worthwhile with this whole kind of Phantom Zone trauma thing. But then I'm not really sure what they could do besides from addressing this thing. I mean, I would much rather see them addressing it and her actually talking to her. And I think maybe even her talking to Kelly too. Because I think like Kelly being an actual kind of psychologist too. I think like I think to begin with, Alex would be a great set of open ears. But then actually bringing Kelly in on the conversation too. And also, yeah, tell Kelly, and now Kara herself is here. Now Kara herself is back with us, and now Kara herself can open up to Kelly and be like, "Hey, Kelly, so something you should know about me, your future sister-in-law and everything. I'm Supergirl." So like that reveal can now finally happen. Kara is back. Kelly should definitely be back by the next episode. So now that reveal, that kind of exchange and of information can happen. So yeah, hopefully that can happen. And then I think after that too, then she can actually talk and actually kind of open up to Kelly about her experiences and her trauma, and actually talk about her feelings there. And then that kind of processing, that kind of emotional processing, can happen that much more efficiently and that much more kind of safely, and in like a not in like a more controlled environment, but then actually talking to Kelly, so like talking to Kelly, someone with expertise and stuff, and then having Alex in the same room too for emotional support would be great. So I do hope we get a scene like that. I really do hope we actually get like a scene or like a segment like that too. Because I remember we got it for James. For James, kind of for James. For James, when he finally admitted and accepted the trauma of being shot and almost dying from that, like he did kind of finally open up to Kelly and say that he needed help, but then she didn't specifically. She specifically didn't treat him, but then she actually did pass him off on to someone else who dealt with those kinds of traumas, and I think maybe dealt with like near-death stuff and things like that, and then actually dealt with trauma as well. Because I think Kelly was a psychologist in the military, so I think she kind of focuses. I mean, you can still have trauma. You can definitely still have trauma in the military, but then I don't know. Maybe if she actually kind of tests more of people like ready for military duty, or if she like definitely only kind of deals with certain areas, and then she kind of pass him off onto like someone actually more specialized to deal with trauma. So if that is the case, then maybe she might not deal with her directly, or maybe she might not actually kind of be able to give her everything she needs, and then maybe she might talk to her a bit and then actually pass off on someone else. But then I think I'm not too sure. Like if again, I mean, it depends on it. Like if that is the way they want the story to go. If they want to spend more than one episode actually kind of discovering and actually exploring Kara's trauma and actually helping her get through this stuff, and then sooner or later they actually do end up actually bringing her back to life again, and then she's ready to be Supergirl again, and actually ready to be Kara again. So I guess we'll see. But really well done so far. So I can't wait to see what they actually do with it in the future. So yeah. And then we had Andrea too. Andrea still running Catco and still having to deal with the crisis of Catco being number 8. So I mean, top 10 is good, but top 5 is great. Top 5 is where they need to be in, and number 8 was where they were. And I think easily one of my favorite points she made was can anyone remember any time like the last time anyone was in number 8? And it's like, no, you can't remember. That's because no one remembers anyone who's in number 8. No one remembers anything below 5. Top 10 is good. Again, it's good, but good isn't great. Great is top 5. So we need to be breaking top 5. Number 8 is, I think, even being below 5 in number 10, like number 8 is just like is the one that nobody really remembers. So yeah, and then I think in that list, I think it was like I think in the top 5 were like the Gotham Gazette. I think the Gotham Gazette, and then I think the Central City Citizen was somewhere in there. So I think even they were breaking higher than Catco as well. So she was very worried about that and wanting to actually get stories that would break the news and actually get Catco breaking higher and trending higher and everything. Actually bring their ratings back up again. So So yeah, and then yeah, I think she did eventually actually break out the medallion. She did break out the medallion of Carter and actually break into Lex's office, which is near empty besides from a few birthday cards here and there, and you know, who cares who celebrates Lex's birthday. But then actually did show that that Williams Luther Corp's source was right, that he actually did outsource his kind of like actual clean thing. And I think knowing Lex too, I think not only would he know there was a legal loophole, but I think it's also a way for him to just kind of completely like even if it's not necessary, like it's completely absolve himself of any further responsibilities, and you do with it what you will, but just be known, if you do anything illegal, then I am coming for you, because I can't risk that kind of stuff being tied back to me. So he did outsource his kind of cleanup duties to other kind of third parties. So that happened. And then I think he like Lex himself was keeping some kind of track. He was actually keeping some kind of monitoring record on Super Friends. I think I saw the two files were Supergirl and Jean. Supergirl and Jean were them, but I think there were three files that I think that were there. So I don't know if there were more in like a folder, or like maybe those three were the only ones actually kind of strewn about. But I mean those three maybe being the more notable ones too. But I think those are the ones that we could see, and then they're probably more in a folder. But then he, for whatever reason, Lex, and I mean, not for whatever reason, he knows, because they are his enemies, so he wants to try and keep an eye on them and keep tabs on them. So Andrea then actually stole those files and actually brought them back to Catco, and said that she wanted Catco to be the ones to have exclusive promotional relationships with them, with the Super. I mean, so now they've officially dubbed them as the Super Friends too. They've actually officially dubbed them, even in kind of Catco, the Catco universe, as Catco world, even as the Super Friends and everything. I think Kara did dub them as the Super Friends a while back at some point. So now they are officially the Super Friends, and now Andrea especially wants William being like an investigative journalist. Andrea wants him to actually try and keep tabs on them, and actually keep them open to interviews and any kind of actual press stuff that they'd be willing to do, and actually like one-to-one talks with superheroes and everything. So yeah, so now she wants to keep tabs on the Super Friends. So I think I'm sure that reminds me of something. It reminds me of something. I think maybe a little bit of the stuff in The Boys, like because with the Boys, I think superhero capitalism is pretty much like the driving force of that kind of show. So the mere fact that superheroes exist means that money's being made, be it off of movies or merch or anything. But then especially press too. I think with press, I think Vought controls all the superhero press that happens, and they arrange all these different kind of special one-on-one interviews with all the heroes. I think with this one, I think this one being unarguably kind of much less dark and much less gritty and much less horrible than that universe. I think with this one thing, it still reminds me of like Andrea wanting Catco to actually still do that kind of stuff with them. So she wants like personal stuff. I think I'm really looking forward to seeing when I think she still has the medallion. She didn't really use it for much besides from infiltration, which is still cool, like spy stuff. But I think I really do look forward to like the possibility of her actually suiting up as a Carter with the team again, actually doing some stuff with the team again, actually fighting with them. So if that kind of, because I mean, this season finale has to have some kind of epic final battle. It has to have like some kind of epic and kind of grand scale final battle with various characters, maybe even bringing in some old ones too. So maybe I don't know if that's really in the books, but either way, I think like a big final battle has to happen in the finale or before the finale or whatever. But then it has to happen, and the Carter has to be a part of that too. So I am really looking forward to seeing like how much more of Andrea in that kind of get up and with those powers we can see before the show ends. So yeah, that should be fun. And yeah, we got some great Lena and Nia content too. I am very happy with the Lena and Nia content we got in this, because I think the former half of season 6 actually gave us some pretty decent Nia and Lena content too. Actually giving us some character stuff between them, and actually them talking and them kind of like reminiscing about their past and how much they've lost and how much they can actually relate to each other, and stuff, and Lena and Nia are two of the many characters that actually do just get along really just swellingly well in this in this series and everything. So it's really fun to see them together. And now in this one, I think in this one too, they're like just so much together. They're so much. So yeah, them actually, and like even Nia actually inquiring to her about the Kelpie stuff and how she overcame that kind of dream and how she overcame that fear and everything, and still Lena kind of inquiring her about her mother and talking about what Nia had lost and everything. So that was cool. But then also the final scene when with her in the car and her actually calling up Nia and actually wanting to see how she's doing after having talked to Kara too. That was really sweet. But then she said that like her having now conquered that fear and having conquered that dream, she said that she was actually going to go back home and go back to try and discover, because like she never really got the chance to really know her mother, so she wanted to actually go back home and actually see more of where she came from, more of where she was born, and more of like her Irish kind of heritage and everything. So yeah, so then I think that that then got me worried. I thought that was going to be like Lena's officially leaving, or like she's leaving the show, or she's just gonna go and never come back. I think my mind immediately jumped to that conclusion, like, oh no, we're losing Lena Luthman. The show's not even over yet. So, but no, I think because I think this stuff would definitely still have kind of been filmed with COVID precautions. I think it's definitely they're definitely a case of like, oh, you can't have too many people on the same set and in like the same kind of designated kind of confined space at the same time. So I feel like maybe if that's the case, they have Ozzy out in this episode, and they have Ozzy and Kelly out in this episode, but then they have Katie and Lena in. So then next episode they have Katie out and like have Lena out, kind of visiting Ireland and going to see her home and everything. And then like in her space, they bring Kelly in, actually give her the chance to shine. So seriously, I do still like that they're actually giving them something to do and not saying, oh, like she's busy doing whatever, or they're just like not here right now. So I feel like they are actually giving them sensible and connective and useful kind of actual kind of background activities to be doing, and then when they actually come in, they can actually talk about what they've done and how it's gone and everything. So that's cool. And I think for Lena too, that's actually a really big step for her too, like a really big step and a really important step for her to actually go back into her own history and her own personal history and actually try and discover more about her mother. And hoping, doing like a non-recorded, like non-shot, like a very very personal kind of episode of Who Do You Think You Are, or like Ancestry or something. Actually, going back in time and going back into her own past and actually discovering who her mother was, where she came from, and what Ireland was like. I think she was fairly young when her mother died too. So then she was almost immediately transported over to America and taken to the Luther family. So she had like little time to really explore her home or her country or anything like that. So I think this definitely going to gives her the chance to actually go back and explore it as like a citizen, sort of, once again, like maybe a bit more as a tourist, but still for the most part, like her actually being there and being able to explore the stuff. So I really can't wait to see what kind of stories she has when she gets back to, like what kind of Irish traditions or Irish kind of cultural things that she gets up to, or things that she explores, and everything she finds out about her mother too, and actually, like any information she has and any kind of stories she has about her mother and things. I think because then I wonder maybe if she has any other family in Ireland too. Maybe she has like an aunt, like aunts or uncles or cousins or any kind of really distant relatives that could really tell her anything. So maybe it's just gonna be like her like the entire time she's over there, it's just like her going through like an episode of Ancestry or something, and actually discovering all these old records and stuff like that. Because when I put it like that, I do initially like imagine like her going back to Ireland to find out that she has like a castle in her name or something, and then finding out that her family used to be royals. But no, I think her mother was like wasn't really like royal blood or anything like that. I think she was still like a fairly average kind of person. And and her daughter turned out to be an incredible person. But yeah, no, I am looking forward to seeing exactly what Lena picks up and what she brings back too. Maybe she even brings back souvenirs too and stuff. But that would be cool too. That would be cool to see when she comes back, and then hopefully for the last few episodes at least we can still have everyone on board, everyone on set, without really compromising too many faces and compromising too many kind of presences and everything. So hopefully. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've picked up from this one. Pretty much all I picked up. It was a fun one. It was a fun one. Like pretty decent action pieces too. Like the whole kind of garbage Megazord thing was just really fun to see. really fun to see, and everything that was really cool. And I think again the DEO, I can't get over just how intact the DEO thing was, from Garbage Island to Garbage Megazord, and like it's still kind of being visible in the chest. Like yeah, this is officially a DEO registered Garbage Megazord. So yeah, that was really fun, and the action set piece and like the team working together was really fun too. And like this was a great return, a really great return to the series too. I think this season is actually now airing, because I think season 1 of Superman and Lois has actually ended. So I've got plenty of catching up to do. I've got plenty of catching up to do on that end. But yeah, this is now all that's left to air, and then it's the end. I'm not ready for the end. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for the end. I'm not ready for the end in any way, shape, or form. So let's hope it can actually like the end can stay in the horizon. The end can stay in the horizon. We've got plenty of episodes to go before we reach the end. But yeah, I do look forward to the journey nonetheless. I do look forward to seeing how it all ends, how it wraps up, hopefully in a satisfactory and well-deserved and well-earned kind of way, and in a way that feels kind of peaceful with our characters. But then also, of course, maybe don't be afraid to leave it open-ended. There's some spin-offs to come out the other end. Like, we would not say no to any spin-off, be it Dreamer and or Sentinel and Guardian. Maybe even or like the three of them having like one spin-off show to themselves, like Dreamer, Sentinel, and Guardian. Just that is a spin-off I would happily watch. A show I would happily watch. So yeah, that would be amazing. That would be great. But yeah, hopefully this does actually end in a satisfactory and a very high note. But yeah, but for now that is it. For now that is pretty much all I've got from this one. So yeah, that was Supergirl season 6 episode 8. So as always, thank you guys so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming next time on Supergirl. Once again, the full length reaction will be available on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys next time.